we don't like it.
Yeah, it's not preferable, but it's common.
It saves on all that graphite like you're in a coal mine.
It saves our racing run too.
Yeah, that it does. It's a lot easier to race.
Because there's
So we talk, majority of collectors
have
like this. It's created a corner more quandary.
Right. It's tough, but it's not going to go away.
It saves on shipping too. It's become economics too.
Yeah. Well, that's why the publishers prefer it, because they don't have to pay for shipping from one spot to another, and basically the shipping costs go on us.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering, because I get this a lot from people who are non-comics that are like, oh, you're with a paper medium. My question is, with the higher resolution displays that are coming out for a lot of these devices, like the Apple and that, do you think that might lead to more of an appreciation for what you guys do in terms of inking, because there's more resolution of what can be shown in the differences for what that does? Because I know, as a lot of the artistic mediums, there's a lot of growth spasms with stuff for like the digital presentation of comics and that. Do you guys see the higher resolution stuff as that might be a positive or a negative thing for you guys?
Me personally, I don't. To me, it's all about that comic. For me personally, I know a lot of people are, get into the digital stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you can't bring it to a convention and have anybody sign it. But it's,
I think once it's out of our hands,
I think that's just more of a personal, thing. But I don't think that, really has any effect on how people see the artwork. Some people maybe.
Well, one interesting thing to me is that working on Avengers vs. X-Men recently, they now have a digital app that Marvel has that you can use your iPad or your smartphone, and they actually have on some pages, they literally have the pencil version of the page, the ink version of the page, and what's printed is the final colored and lettered version. So that technology allows people to see part of the process, which does hopefully give some recognition to what the inkers do, what the pencilers are doing, and how much it evolves and how collaborative it really is. But the weird thing is, 5 issues of that have come out, and I've not heard anybody mention specifically to me that they noticed it. So, I don't know if they're using the app or if the app isn't clear. Like on a cell phone, it's kind of hard to see the subtleties of the inks to the pencils to the inks. On an iPad, I'm sure it's a lot clearer, but I haven't gotten any direct feedback yet, so I'm waiting to see if that's actually noticeable or not.
Sarah?
You guys, most of you all do penciling as well as inking. What is the strangest thing that somebody has commissioned you to do?
Rogue sitting on a toilet bowl.
I can't top that.
Yeah,
It's always like some kind of furry version. I've given up though. I'll draw something furry at this point.
I can top that, but I can't mention it.
Yes, family show.
And he's working on it today.
Okay, Mike?
I got a question going back to the digital. How about with a lot of the older stuff now getting put on digital and introduced to people? How about royalties to the artists? Has that ever been?
We're not interested in that.
I know that their companies are pushing forward, but have they forgotten, or have they even asked the artists?
Marvel and DC are both working on programs to give royalties.
I've actually gotten digital royalties from Marvel.
So they have.
Mark, you were going to say?
I just got an email yesterday from talent at DC, because that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I got one of that too also.
You got that too?
Yeah.
Dan Didio and Jim Lee have instigated digital royalties.
That's nice.
Wow.
It's just started.
It's just in.
It's neat just to give the respect to you guys, because like I said, I think that's something they're really pushing. You're seeing in the comic shops that I think they should also keep you guys in the loop, because you guys have created a lot of this.
Well, the other thing is that, like on digital, they're still essentially publishing stuff we did 20 years ago, and it's nice to still get part of that, because it is
sure.
work that
I
we
agree.
did.
Yeah, but it introduces you guys to a whole new range of people.
Well, the same thing to me. Because of things like Facebook, I get fan requests from people from other countries, because a lot of them are seeing work we did years ago for the very first time. So we're brand new artists over there, and it's amazing how the digital world is affecting things and bringing our work to more and more people.
Yes.
Has the impact of digital coloring affected how you approach inking now as opposed to, say, 25 years ago, or so back in Boston? Well, if so,
No more Zipatone.
Yeah, that's
right away.
Yeah.
I use it.
But then still,
You use it well. Yeah, well, when I do the digital zip, a lot of times, since you have a computer, you can get so fine with that digital zip, it's almost a gray tone.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's a mistake a lot of inkers make. And I want to make it look like it's actual, the same Zipatone I used to
Even when we
use.
use the ribbon screens, I mean, basically, you only could use between 20 and 40%.
Yeah, right.
Anything under 20 was too small, and anything larger was too heavy.
Yeah, well, then it starts to
Yeah.
congeal, I guess.
But I think that's the main thing. It's like you don't want to use something that's going to be obscured by the
Also, the moire effect that's created on the computer.
That's
is a
true
problem.
too. But the digital process has advanced so much that it takes over what the Zipatone is doing and all kinds of other effects. I mean, I used to like doing all kinds of effects, special effects in the ink, and now it's almost a redundancy because the colorist can overwhelm that with a much flashier effect.
or if they do a color hole.
They knock out the inking.
I've done all kinds of textures that I've seen a colors like just delete and just throw something else in. And so it's fun. The penciler and inking team often will keep things minimal. I mean, I was trained, and I'm sure a lot of us were, when that art left you, you wanted it to read well in black and white with the proper contrast and grays and everything, as if it was to be printed that way. And if the coloring came in and enhanced it all better. Whereas now, there's almost no point doing all that work. And a lot of people do keep things very, very minimal in style, very clean.
And still spatter stars the old-fashioned way. I hate when they just do. I hate when they just do these like light blue night sky, and it's like, wait, there should be black in that sky. And the only way to ensure that there's still it actually doesn't ensure because a lot of colors still knock it out.
So good colorists will enhance without overdoing it, but some colorists it's like their ongoing portfolio. They want to kind of show off all these things they can do in Photoshop, and it can be too much, overwhelming, and it's like, look at me, and who knew there was an inker in there somewhere. But like I said, that's a minority, but I have seen that. I think some of us have.
Just like inking, a good colorist can
Oh,
kill
absolutely.
or save.
More so than ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
You all set?
Anyone else?
Yes, is ended.
Okay.
All right.
We're all set, and we'll do our.
Thank you.
We have a raffle drawing to do for anybody waiting for that.
With your award.
Thank you guys
Scott's got a
so
toothpaste.
very much.
Thank you, Bob. Raffle?
Oh yeah, we're doing that next. That's what the rest of these people do.
Oh, they're here
So we
for
want
raffles.
Bob, can you get it, Bob, get it this real quick.
you gotta-
Hang on. I think I might.
Yeah.
I try to avoid
Get in there.
So much I can't. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe deductibles or.
I had Jen Con, the big one. Sorry, I didn't mean to trip it.
Thank you.
Richard Bob Brayers.
Thank you. I heard Margaret yesterday that you were like making sure you can be here now.